Hey guys, welcome to the Forex market research video. In today's video I will talk about euro dollar again, and the reason for that is that in my previous video I was showing you the results with my indicator that is called application 9, but it was not showing correct numbers. Okay, so what I did, I completely recoded that indicator to show the correct numbers, and I also renamed that. It is now called average swing indicator. And what it does, it calculates the size of the average swing and duration of the average swing, and the results were also recalculated from the very beginning, and I have them this way. And let us start. It is euro dollar. This is the time frame, daily 60, 30, 15, 5 minute. Okay, this is the period of bars to use the extreme, 5 period, 10 period, 15, and so on. This is the average distance in pips, so make sure that this time I'm not using any commas or dots to separate the decimals of pips. So this is not a 3000 pip, it is a 300 pip and 2 decimals. Okay, so we have these numbers for daily, 4 hour, hourly, 30 minute, and 15 minute, and 5 minute. You can type them as well. This is the ratio between them. So what is remarkable is that this ratio coincides on different time frames. They are somewhat the same. They are similar between the algorithms. So how they are the ratio between the algorithm, and you see, if we compare two algorithms, the change between the two is radical, but as the algorithm become larger and larger, the changes become smaller and smaller. So I suppose that there is some point where it has absolutely no difference if you use period 60 maybe, or period 65, or period 70, because it gives no change. Okay, so this is the average bar, duration bars. Okay, so watch it, and this is an average impulse and average correction. So I calculated the average correction as twice less as an average impulse, and of course they were all derived from the average swing. Okay, that's why the average impulse is slightly more than the average swing, and the average correction is slightly less than the average swing. Okay, here are the numbers. Now let's perform some kind of analysis on euro dollar. I only did this for euro dollar, and I created a special script, and I coded all these numbers into that script, and let's do that. Let's do the calculation. If it is daily, let's start from this, and let us switch to some small minor algorithm, which is 5, and the analysis will look this way. So what we see on this, we just broke to the downside, we broke the previous swing to the downside, and now the current swing is totally inside the previous swing. That's why it is called a correction swing. And I created this average move. The start of this correction swing is here, so I just dropped my average move here, and it asks me some question: is it a bull? It is a bull. If it is a correction, yes, it is a correction, and the period for that is 5, and I just click OK, and it tells me that the correction should be already terminated. And what I see, instead of termination and reversal to the downside, we have kind of break through this level, and then we had a retest, and then we kind of continue that movement to the upside. And what is remarkable, that this level is not accidental. If you look left, you will see that it was actually a support level in the past. So you see, it was a support level in the past, and it is simply the average correction size of, what is that, 258 pips, and this 254 pips. Okay, so that is the average correction size. Okay, now what we have, we just broke that correction size. So what else? Let us switch to 10 period, for example, and let's analyze the market based on 10 period. And what we see from now, we violated the previous movement, so we had an impulse, and we're now totally trading within the previous impulse, so we have a correction, but this time it is period 10. That's why we drop our impulse here, period 10, and this is bullish, this is correction. Okay, and it draws the termination of this bullish correction here. So what it tells me, we still have some space to terminate, to hit this level. Okay, if correction continues. Next, let's calculate the third. We all think in thirds, that's why let's calculate the third algorithm. So we have our third algorithm, and again it says that we have an impulse and we have a correction, and let us see what the third algorithm says about this correction. It is bull, it is correction, and it is period 15. So it says that the next level to terminate is this one. So we still have some space to the upside, and we then have some two targets, two levels where price can go after, I don't know, maybe right now, maybe after some correction. Okay, now let's switch to 1 hour time frame to find some maybe reasons for entry, maybe some kind of entry techniques or whatever. And let us switch to 1 hour. Let's switch back to this 5 minute. Yes. And what do we have based on 5 minute is an impulse to the downside. So we just broke previous movement low, and we have an impulse to the downside. So now let's place our expert to this starting point. We have bear impulse period 5, and it will tell me when it terminates, and it terminates at the same level where we had that broken correction. Yes, you see it coincides, and if you look to the left, it coincides with some support resistance, minor support resistance levels. Okay, let's analyze that from 10 period perspective, and what it draws a correction. Right now we have an impulse, and then we are totally within this correction. And let's drop this script to calculate the bearish correction period 10, and it tells me that it should go here. The bearish correction should terminate here. So I have two levels. One of them says that the 5 period impulse terminates here and the 10 period correction terminates here. Basically what I have is this zone, and I will be looking at some price action maybe here to execute long positions, and my target will be here at this level, in anticipation that the correction on daily will continue, and then uptrend on 1 hour will continue as well. What else do we have? We switch to 15 period. Yes, it is. I'm just doing this on the go. I didn't prepare that kind of analysis, and I didn't test that. I'm just sharing with you my thoughts how you can do this. And what we have a correction, and if we drop it here, and this is the bearish, and it is a correction, it is period 15. So what we have this aiming just at this zone. Okay, so we can move it here first to the downside. The probable scenario, maybe after this correction terminates, we move it here, then we'll move it higher to the upside. So what I see here is kind of pattern if we continue this way. Yes, and if it will be a pattern that hits my rules requirement, why not to enter it here and exit at this zone. Yes, enter somewhere here, exit somewhere there. Why not use extended targets? It looks appealing, looks good. Okay, let us see if we have kind of pattern here. I will use my MPS 5 Pro, and I will use manual to draw it into future. Okay, what I need a custom godly, and I disable all the patterns. Okay, so let me enter my drawing mode. So from here to here to here, yes, and if we go slightly higher, and here, let us see if we have a pattern. Yes, we have a pattern with completion of 15.56.0, so in the very bottom of this zone. But well, it looks okay, it looks valid, why not? If this godly terminates here, enter to get this. Look at this risk to reward. It is 100 pips versus 32 pips, 3 to 1 or something. Okay, so this is the kind of analysis that I just performed using average impulses, using average corrections ideas. Give me your thumbs up if you agree. Also type some comments if you have some thoughts of how can this analysis be improved. Maybe you will do the backtest of that, calculate the probabilities of how often actually the price reaches that average correction target or average impulse target, and maybe it makes no sense when the levels converge and you have them all pointing to the same level. Maybe it does make sense, and it all requires testing. Okay, and of course share your Excel spreadsheets in comments. I will share mine in idea description, and if you don't know how to share Excel spreadsheet, you just first need to create OneDrive thing to store your Excel online, and then you go to sharing link, create a link, and you just copy this and send it to whoever you want to send it. Okay, well, that's it. Here's my analysis, prediction on EURUSD. I will continue doing my market research for other pairs, and I will continue adding other symbols to this. What is that? I will continue adding other symbols to this script. So because right now it is only working with EURUSD, and I want it to work with other pairs as well. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time.